Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the next horrific chapter of Random Rhapsodies, Sonnet of Blood. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for this session. And joining me around my virtual table tonight are Brandie, Dyto, Joe, and Marty. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Aren't they great? Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting first with a word from one of our two sponsors from this campaign, Hero Forge. Marty?
Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D, in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we built our tokens for this evening's game. You can build your own today at heroforge.com.
Thank you, Marty. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or putting your favorite pictures in the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show description. We have one scheduling change to announce today. Tyranny of Dragons will not be playing tomorrow. It's the 4th of July, and it's like the 3rd of July or whatever, and everyone's going to be busy getting ready for the 4th. So, not going to have a session that day. They will be back in 1 week, next Thursday, at 7 p.m. Central Time.
We just don't want to do this fight. That's really what it is.
Yeah, that's really what it is. They're trying to prolong the inevitable. I get that. After that, on Monday, we have another episode of the Aethertech Wars. And our new player, Nobody Adams, will be joining us for that session. So definitely come check that out. After that, on Wednesday, it's going to be Maginite's Awakening. Both of those games are at 6 p.m. Central Time. Now, you can keep up to date in our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter is @random_Rhapsody, on Blue Sky is Random Rhapsody, and on TikTok is Random Rhapsody_TV. And that's it. That's our announcements. So join us as we return to the land of Barovia and join the Conclave Expedition as they attempt to survive a Sonnet of Blood. And we're back. And I'm low. Let me move this up a bit. There we go. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you probably know how we do our recaps. I offer up the Random Rhapsody coin, which in this campaign is good for a nat freaking 20. I have no idea why I was crazy enough to give that, but that's what I did. And so that's a very valuable tool in Barovia. Chances are none of my players want me to have it, But you never know. They could be brave, at least once.
Yeah,
So
it's
how's
not
about
bravery. That's stupidity. No, I'm going to do it. And I told you Monday, and I'll tell this group here too. If I'm going to die, and I know I'm going to die, like cancer or something like that, I'm recording a bunch of vague, nondescript messages that the others can play, and then they just give whoever wants the coin to whoever wants it. If they don't want to do the recap, I will figure out a way to make it, change it up enough that they can be like, oh, we could use this one this week. So yeah, even if I'm dead, you're still not getting it.
Why not?
Now that's commitment.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm not gonna let him kill you guys even when I'm dead. Come on, gotta represent. Wow. Last week.
Well, sorry. I got distracted. Anyway, well then, Cog, go ahead and tell us what happened last time on Sonnet of Blood.
Well, we finally got back to Argynvostholt, took the bones of the dragon skull. First, we took him to the guy up in the chair, the tower, the commander of the fort. He was all bitchy and in his feels, and he didn't want him, so we took him out, put him in the crypt, and I guess magically that fixed it. The spirit was still trapped. The body is in Strahd's castle. I said, hey, we'll try and get it. And then he talked about I think he didn't just like the dragon, he liked the dragon. That just logistically, how does that work? Because he was like a human man, and that's a dragon. Is this, you know what? That's another book for another time. We got the Sun Sword, so that's cool. It's almost the size of my body, so I won't be using it. Then we started heading north, across through a bunch of trees, forests, and over some rivers. Saw a bunch of wolves. They didn't attack us. We told them, hey, there's somebody to eat over there. And unfortunately, we ran into an elven man who was looking for his child. He was at the Wizards of Winery. And I think the wolves ate him. I'm not sure, so I feel a little bad about that. We crossed the river, and now we're going to meet up with Ezmerelda and Darts and the Mad Mage. And I guess I finally get to meet Robert Mitchell. He's been missing from Europa for many years. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I guess we will. Well, there you go, Cog. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It's only going to last the session.
Gotta close the door, babe.
Yeah, close the door. God. Anyway.
I'm good. I'm ready.
Well.
Sorry, Roy has discovered an interest in the stairs.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's
And
not
I forgot to close the door.
Well, expedition members. You are deep within the forest surrounding the slopes of Mount Baratok, which is just north of Lake Zarovich. Across the lake is the town of Veros, where you've basically been kicked out of. You have set camp not far from one of the rivers that feed the lake after crossing to this side. It is the dead of night, and unless you've lit a fire, the forest surrounding you is pitch black for everyone who doesn't have dark vision. Delphine has, by this point, cast her tiny hut to protect you all while you sleep. And you are all preparing to take a long rest for the evening. Vide volunteered to take 2 watches since he doesn't need sleep really, but you haven't really organized your night watch beyond that. But time is a-wasting, and after this long rest, you'll have exactly 5 days until your dinner date with Strahd. So, with that in mind, Conclave Expedition, who's taking first watch?
I don't remember. Did I cast Dark Vision on Cog and Vide?
I believe so.
Oh, did you?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe you did.
How long does that last?
8 hours.
Okay, so you all have dark vision right now. Cool.
And as far as watches go, I mean,
And if
can
I hadn't,
take
I will
first
now.
and second.
So what's the plan, folks?
Well, I mean, Cog can do one of them.
Yeah, I'll do one.
And like I said, Vide can take first and second watch. Like, more than welcome to, have, secondary person on one or both of those as well.
I'll do a third watch. Get up early.
What do we need? 4 watches?
Yes, 4 watches.
Oh, just kidding. I'll do the fourth watch then.
I'll take the second watch with Vide. Leaves Cog with the third watch.
Yep. Danika is apparently really, really tired and is just going to go to bed.
I mean, it's exhausting riding on that broom.
It is. It is. She had to carry you all around. Man. Okay. Well, you all settle in, set up your camp, and prepare to sleep. Vide, you begin patrolling a little bit around, casting your eyes out into the darkness as far as your dark vision can magically allow you to see. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
That would be a 22.
Nice.
Nice. You settle in and begin watch as your friends all lay down, gather themselves in their bedrolls, and begin to drift off to sleep. As that's going on, as the first 2 hours of your watch begin to progress, Urzak.
That's me.
It is. Urzak. You find yourself standing in a pitch black forest, surrounded by spindly, sharp, jagged-looking trees lacking leaves of any kind. The last thing you can remember is bedding down in the safety of Delphine's tiny hut after utilizing that abandoned porta potty that she found for you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You can only see 60 feet around you, which is only due to your dark vision, which makes the area appear in shades of gray that only add to the gloomy scenery around you. As you look about, you can see no sign of your companions or the camp. The ground under your feet is dusty and cracked, lacking vegetation of any type. If you look about, you soon realize that your axe and your shield are absent as well. What do you do?
I guess I just kind of try to search for my things and my friends.
Make for me a perception check.
Wait. This is a normal thing. 16.
16. You start just making a small circular path around from where you're standing, just looking about, looking behind the trees, looking for any sign of a trail that your friends might have left or any sign of anything. As you step the the dirty and brittle ground crack under under your weight. You just kind of feel that texture. It's almost like walking across popcorn as you're stepping, and you keep looking down, just expecting it to your legs to just sink in deeper as you step. You look about. Eventually, you call out to your friends, naming each of them in turn. But the only sounds that you can hear is the rush of wind, which is completely unhindered by the leafless trees. The air is hot and sticky. And as you look upward, you notice that the sky is just a curtain of clouds. Are you in Barovia? You're not quite sure. What's going through your head?
Immediate bit of panic as he can't find anyone. Then just confusion as he's like, this doesn't match up with anywhere we've been in Barovia. Did I stumble out somehow? And where am I now? And how do I... The weird thought like comes to his head, like, how do I get back? Because obviously he would want to go back and like help the others figure out how to get out if he's out. But also it's like, why would you under any circumstances want to go back to Barovia?
Mm-hmm. You continue onward, looking for your friends. The wind seems to intensify, almost pushing against you as you continue forward. You call out to your friends again, looking for some sign, anything beyond besides trees and dirt. After what seems like hours of trudging, you get this sort of staticky sensation across your body, like as though you just stepped into too much ozone. Static kind of pops around you, and in the corner of your eye, you see something move. You turn quickly, looking for it, but nothing's there. But then movement on the other side, just briefly, a glimpse. You turn the other way. Nothing's there. Frustrated, you look ahead to where you were walking a second ago. And there in front of you is, well, a shape. It's almost as if, have you ever seen like a child drawing with coal and just makes like a jagged looking stick figure?
Mm-hmm.
That's almost what this looks like. Just a spindly shadow with a little bit larger of a protrusion on its shoulders to signify a head. It moves in this very strange sort of pop and lock motion. Arms jutting out in weird angles. You stare at it as it's stepping towards you, but it moves and distorts. It's really hard for you to focus your eyes on this thing. What do you do?
I guess his first instinct is to reach for his axe, and he doesn't find it there. And it's very fight or flight, and he's leaning towards fight, but it's like, okay, this thing hasn't approached. Well, it is approaching, but it's not making any sudden movements. So I'm just gonna kind of take like a martial stance and just kind of wait it out and see what's going on.
You assume this martial stance and look back up towards the thing, but it's gone. You look to your right and to your left, and suddenly it's right there. Its odd sort of scratchy, black, shadowy face right in front of yours. You can't help but reflexively take a step back. You hear a voice. It's odd. It's deep and hollow at the same time. It sounds it almost sounds like a little bit nails on the chalkboard in the back of your brain, as this odd sort of deepish, hollowy voice speaks to you.
Well. It is interesting to finally meet you. One filled with rage. One filled with anger and resentment.
It moves, suddenly disappearing from your view, moving around you in rapid speed, almost as though it's like looking you up and down from every angle. It kind of shifts again, and suddenly it's in front of you. That spindly arm upward toward its head. It's difficult to see. It blends in with itself. But it almost looks as though it's stroking its chin.
So much rage. And yet that rage is impotent compared to the one you seek to face. You wish to destroy that which rules Barovia. And yet you are far, far too weak. Your rage is but a drop in the bucket compared to what you could be.
How do you react?
It's... This is my first impression of you. Should I know you?
You know me. You can taste me every time you let your fury rule. You can hear me when the blood rushes to your heart and the pounding fills your ears. I embody that desire.
And what is your desire?
To see you
And as he says that, a vision begins to fill your mind. You are standing there in front of you. You can see yourself looking outward as though you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Your body is powerful. You are wearing an armor, something out of a dream or a nightmare. Pure black onyx, full plate armor, coats your entire body. Spikes at the edges of the pauldrons, gauntlets, boots, everything. You see a helmet in your arm. It looks savage, primal, like something told to little orcs in their crib. It's almost animalistic in appearance. Its teeth jagged and pointed. You see yourself placing this helmet upon your head, and it seals magically. Its features begin to become angular, and you see an energy filling you. A dark red, radiant energy that explodes outward almost like flames of pure rage. At your feet, a multitude of enemies, Strahd on the very top. Your foot is placed down on his chest, smashing a gigantic red amulet that's hanging from a chain around his neck. Your foot shatters this amulet, and it goes down deep into Strahd's chest as he coughs, blood spraying outward. You see a long, jagged, wicked-looking battle axe appear in your hand, and your eyes look down upon Strahd. Dark, glowing red eyes that seem to trail as they move. As you sink this battle axe down across Strahd's throat. Say that 3 times fast.
I like Strahd. Let's call him Strahd from now on.
Yeah, you would like that. You completely bisect his head from his shoulders, and the head just tumbles down this hill of monsters that you've vanquished. What thoughts go through your head?
It's a lot of, well, that would be very convenient. It's a lot of, man, it's a lot of that would be helpful. But there's a bit of apprehension as he's like, this doesn't even really look like me. This doesn't look like this is a far cry from the man I was when I entered this place. And it is the road that he's going down, but is it exactly what he wants?
The vision of this super Urzak disappears, and you can see the spindly shadow creature before you once again. The creature reaches out towards you as it says,
This power and more may be yours. Seek me out in the halls of if you truly wish to destroy the Lord of Barovia.
As it says this, that hand reaching out grazes against your cheek. And the sensation you feel, it's like a current, a shockwave of tingling sensation that turns into pain that radiates outward from your cheek, down your spine, across your nerves. You can't help but cry out in pain. And Vide, you just happen to notice an owl flying down to land on a nearby tree. And as you're looking up at it, suddenly you hear Urzak crying out in pain as he shoots up in his bedroll.
I'll go over to him and... Like, is he awake at this point?
Your eyes are blurry and unfocused, and you just felt something come towards you. What do you do, Urzak?
Take a swing, unarmed, I guess.
Make an unarmed strike at disadvantage.
$15.
Does a 15 hit you, Vide?
Oh, that just misses.
I'm not trying to-
I'm so glad.
Yeah, you see Urzak swinging and are able to jump back just in time.
I'm gonna, say, Urzak, hey.
What? Ugh.
What's... You good, bro? You okay?
Yeah. Probably just one of the hags or whatever again. Just a dream. It's fine. I'm good.
Urzak, you feel strange, like the touch of that shadowy creature still tingles on your cheek. It's up to you whether or not this mark manifests physically or not. But you can definitely feel it.
There's a lot of there's an itch that won't go away, and he just keeps kind of clawing. Well, not clawing, but scratching at his face.
You see that, Vide?
You okay, man? What's
Yeah,
going on?
Fine. I just need to... I'm gonna go back to sleep.
I'm gonna...
Sorry.
I'll probably... I'm gonna still obviously keep watch, but I'm gonna probably stay closer to Urzak just in case he needs any assistance with anything.
Well, good news is it's coming up to the end of your second watch. Fortunately, during this time, nothing's really bothered you. Nothing's come near. You haven't heard anything out in the woods. It's been peaceful and quiet.
Okay, you said it's the end of the second watch?
Yes, it is now the end of the second watch.
Okay. Now, wasn't somebody doing second watch with me? I guess
I was taking second watch with you.
You're doing second watch with her? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, nothing really would have come up, but you would have seen that as well, Delphine.
Like she would have seen Urzak?
Yeah, she would have seen Urzak doing all this as well. Matt, he forgot you were doing the second watch.
The tiny hut is not very big. Delphine would kind of gently grab at the hand that he'd been aggressively scratching himself with as he started to settle down. And are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You want
Let's
to
just
talk about
focus
it?
on where we need to go.
You want to talk about it later?
Maybe. I have to think about something.
Just sit with you while you fall back asleep?
Yeah, I'd like that.
I'll put his head in my lap and kind of stroke his hair as he falls back asleep.
Who is taking third watch again? Yeah, so you do that as Vide is waking up Cog for third watch.
Who might finally figure it out? I guess anything going on that I should know about, Vide?
I'll let him know what happened with Urzak and be like, yeah, just keep an eye on him, make sure he's okay. And then, of course, I'm just gonna be like sitting there. I'll still be aware and everything. I'm just gonna be kind of like, I think it's like I go in kind of a meditative state. I just have to be motionless, stuff. So, but I'm still, my typical sitting there, my hat kind of down, but still looking out from underneath, just kind of still making sure everything's good.
Alright. Get some rest.
Vide is sitting over in the corner, laying down, hat over his eyes, just kind of resting there. Cog, you are now awake and getting up because it is your turn for watch. As for Delphine, she is sitting over there next to Urzak, sitting there more than laying, stroking his head, his hair back a little bit, just almost like a child, almost like a baby, just caressing his hair as the half-orc tries to get some sleep. I doubt it's easy coming, your rest, Urzak. You're probably going to be a little tired in the morning. But Delphine's touch against your brow is probably comforting. Anyway, Cog, it's your watch. Give me a perception check.
No! Do I burn the Rhapsody coin so I can see what's going on?
Don't you burn that coin?
Yeah, I won't burn it. I got something important I want to use it for, but I really want to use it here.
Oh, wait. You've been given advantage.
You want to use that advantage?
There is advantage there, given by Ashley N.
Roll worse.
Please.
Damn it.
Finally.
Cog, with that dark vision that Delphine had cast on you earlier this evening, you have a good 60-foot view around your campsite. Fortunately for you, nothing really comes into view. And I say fortunately for you because your eyes are locked on a completely different scene. There's Delphine sitting there next to Urzak, fingers lightly tracing the ridge of his hairline. Delphine, is there anything you're thinking in this moment?
She's got a lot of things on her mind. she's really counting down the days till she get her hands on Strahd again. She's really just concerned about Urzak. Like, this is the second time this has happened, and this is the first time he hasn't wanted to talk about it. And the last time he had bad dreams, he left his cape in a hag circle. So yeah, she's just concerned, but like steeling herself to just be supportive of Urzak needs.
Urzak kind of shifts a little bit, no doubt trying to get comfortable. And as he moves to lay on his back, that, well, whatever that is on his cheek just kind of stands out to you for a moment. Now, you have dark vision. You can't really see in colors, but it honestly looks very dark, almost pitch black, onyx black, in fact, next to the grayish tone of his normally green skin. It seems almost vascular, but it doesn't match any pattern of veins that you're familiar with in a humanoid. Very strange.
Seeing it, Delphine will probably caress it just a little bit, just lightly, just trying to like in the dark. And she kind of says under her breath, almost so even Urzak can't hear, "Oh, Urzak, what have you gotten yourself into?" Does it like a symbol or something, or does it just look like his like veins are cursed or poisoned or something?
Make an Arcana check.
Does Cog see the spot as well from where he is?
I don't think you've gone over there yet, Cog, but you definitely, with that 27, would have heard Delphine kind of mumble to herself.
27.
27's running high tonight. So yeah. Excuse me. You put your fingers against his skin, kind of pull it back a little bit. While it does appear vascular, for sure, it's more a mark of the skin than anything below it. The symbol, you like scan your mind, thinking back to the twisting spires in the kingdom of Revancia, and you think about arcane glyphs, arcane marks, curses, sigils, anything in the many, many books you've read over the years. But this doesn't look like anything of that sort. It's like a discoloration of the skin, but when you put your fingers and kind of trace along it, for the moment that your fingertips touch that little area, it's almost as if you can't feel it. Like running your fingertips along that section, you can feel before it and you can feel after it, but you don't feel anything along that. You run your finger along the line, pushing down a little bit harder, and this is enough to kind of rouse you, Urzak, from the light sleep that you're currently in.
What are you doing?
So you said that there's like nothing, so it's like just like a dark.
Yeah, it's like
like a big blotch on, like somebody spilled ink on his face, almost.
But you said I could like I couldn't even feel his skin under it.
Yeah, like it's almost like feeling a numb patch. Just from the opposite.
Do you feel your skin?
It's going bad.
Alright. I don't know, do I?
Yeah, you kind of press your fingers against your face. You can feel it just fine. It feels nothing to you.
Yeah.
What did you mean? What did he get himself into? Why are you touching his skin like that? What do you mean by can you feel your skin? What's going on? Is there something wrong?
Urzak had a... No?
Okay,
Maybe not. I mean, it's Barovia. Everything is wrong.
What do you think is wrong? What do you mean? Cog will make his way over now. Not just because he's nosy, but because he is actually a cleric. If there's something wrong with him, he would go and check it out. And I guess if he sees the spot,
First, like I can't. When I can feel the ridges, but actually, like, touch the blackness. It's like there's nothing there.
the HUD,
It's no curse I've encountered.
The HUD can give off like a light, like a tiny bit of light inside, right? That it doesn't reflect outside. Isn't that how it works? I mean, if it's not, if the light was dimmed for people to sleep, I mean, he would just cast light like on a stone and kind of come up. He'd be like, "Sorry, buddy, I know you're trying to sleep," and he would kind of check it out from a medical kind of standpoint to see if he can kind of guess what it is.
Okay. Vide, you are awake, so you would be observing this as well.
Yeah, I'd probably like sit up by now because the hut's not that big, is it?
It's 10-foot diameter, I believe.
So it's not really all that big.
No.
So yeah, I mean, I would definitely sit up, and kind of just, I'd be watching, see what's going on.
Okay. Cog, give me a medicine check, please.
That's 30.
God damn. Okay. Kneeling down, you have your little stone that's shining with light, and you lean in close to Urzak's face. It definitely looks like you can see the kind of grayish green of his skin, but there's a pitch black blotch kind of spreading along his cheek. Let's see, best way to describe this. It begins along close to his temple and then spreads upward, along his eye, and then under it as well. It's kind of blotchy. It's kind of has like squiggles and veins going through it a little bit.
Does it appear almost kind of like an infection or like a necrotic skin? Like it's
like at first that's what you're thinking, and you get in close and you're touching it as well and kind of spreading his skin, and like you feel the same sensation that Delphine feels. And the best way I can describe it, like, have you ever had a part of your body go numb, and like when you feel it, you can't feel any sensation from the inside of that? It's like you can feel tapping out there, but you can't feel it on the inside. Well, this is like you're pressing, and you can feel the fact that your finger is touching along something, but it has this odd numb sensation, almost like it's almost as if your fingertip goes numb just in that spot. But then once you touch this area out, you have sensation again.
You didn't have this when you went to sleep. So what has happened since then? Did something get into the hut? I didn't think that was possible.
I think so.
Well, all right. What was happening before you noticed this, Delphine? Because I heard you scream out earlier. I just assumed you had a nightmare. Did something bite you? Did you feel pain? physical pain and not more of a psychic kind of pain in your head. Like, I mean, like an actual, like, physical sensation of pain. Did something happen to you?
Not that I know about, no.
I mean, he kind of like turned the stone up and shot it towards Delphine. Like, did you do something to him by mistake?
Mistakes? No.
I don't. I mean, it's.
But I also didn't do anything to him on purpose either.
Well, what would you have done to him on purpose?
I didn't do anything to him on purpose, but I said by mistake, no, which could also leave it open to I did it on purpose. But I didn't do that either.
Yeah. He's got that kind of teacher suspecting the students of improprieties look on his face. All right. I see. So it doesn't hurt to when you touch it? I mean, you can... All right. To us, it feels a little weird. I'm assuming you picked up on that as well, Delphine. But to you, does it feel normal?
I feel fine. I don't know what you're... Like, you guys are freaking me out a little bit.
I'm going to try something. I don't want you to freak out. He's going to pull out a knife. He's just going to pull out like a dagger, like a knife, and just kind of like he goes, I'm just going to kind of make a teeny, tiny scratch.
Yeah.
Okay? I want to see if... I mean, obviously you're going to feel this. But actually, you know what? I hope you feel this. And he would just kind of make just a teeny, almost like you're trying to like pick out a splinter out of like your hand if you have a knife. And he's just going to kind of like just do that to part of the part that's kind of pitch black.
Take a point of damage for this, Urzak. You hold really, really still as Cog comes up with that dagger and just lightly makes a gentle, almost paper-thin cut. You watch for a moment, and the green blood of a half-orc does well up.
So you still got... Your blood is still normal. You can feel it, but we feel something odd. I mean, there's black blotch on your skin. That's typically not a good thing. I mean, I could try to see if you're... I mean, you thought... I heard you say curse. Do you think maybe he has been afflicted with some curse?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
I mean, I don't have...
I did a check.
I mean, I don't have that spell kind of set aside for today. I can kind of, just thinking of preparing spells, we know as players who prepare, but how would a character voice is like, oh, I could do that spell, but not today. I mean, how would you?
Playing a cleric, I would be like, well, I can't do that spell right now, but as I petition my god in the morning, I'll be able to work that out.
It's a good way to put it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can check, about a curse in the morning. I mean, for now, I mean he his blood is near me. He feels sensations. He's, I guess with the medicine check, he's not like running a fever.
Yes,
he's not doing anything like
with your medicine check, he's not running a fever. The flesh doesn't feel hot. It doesn't look necrotic or any type of poison or anything like that. You don't see puncture wounds. You don't see blemishes of anything that might indicate an infection or anything of that. To you, it honestly just looks like a discoloration of the skin. Almost like a bruise, but not quite like a bruise because it's purely on the surface instead of underneath like bruises tend to be.
For all that I can tell, it just seems like some kind of discoloration, maybe like almost like a tattoo. Even then, with tattoos, fresh tattoo, you would still see some kind of, puffy bruising, slight blood, from the recent. Obviously, we went to bed a few hours ago, and this wasn't here nowadays. Yeah, this is Barovia, but even then, this is the first. We've been here for a while. This is the first time we've seen anything like this on any of us, any of the people we've met. Are you're sure nothing has happened?
Feel fine.
You screamed earlier waking up. What did you dream about? Do you remember? I mean, I know the study of dreams is something that some clerics, there are specialties in this kind of matter that, it's very hard to interpret our dreams unless somebody literally is influencing your dream, but do you remember what you dreamed about? Is this something you're going to want to try and deceive people, or?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like as much. You know how you have a dream and like the longer you go about your day, like removed from it.
It's harder to remember, yeah.
Sure. So I don't know if I should like roll something or if I should like.
It's entirely up to you.
There been a little bit. I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was someone spoke to me about what they think I want. I don't remember what they looked like or what exactly they said. It wasn't vivid enough to remember. I'm sure it was probably nothing. I'm gonna roll deception.
Okay.
Or persuasion, actually. That is a 22 persuasion.
I guess would that be an insight?
That would be an insight, Corwan.
Nah.
Seems legit.
Even if I rolled a natural 20, I couldn't beat that persuasion. Yo, charisma.
We'll keep an eye on it. And it's right now, we'll start seeing he'd pull out his little book and he would not do a full, obviously, sketch of his face, but just kind of like that region and just showing, like, the progression of it, where it's at right now. Just kind of a quick thing. He's like, well, kind of keep an eye on this and see if it starts spreading more.
All right.
It's kind of the best we can do right now.
I'm going back to sleep.
The third watch goes by relatively quiet after that point. Who is doing fourth watch?
I don't remember.
If I remember right.
Say that again.
It might have been.
I think I was gonna sleep the first 3 and then just wake up early. But
Gotcha. Well, okay. Urzak, I kind of imagine that as Corwan finishes his watch and you hear him getting up to come wake you, you're already somewhat awake. How much real sleep you got is kind of questionable. Your mind keeps drifting back to that dream. Even now, it's staticky. It's slowly starting to fade, and you're trying to hold on to it. But the one thing that sticks clear in your mind is that vision of yourself in that armor, red trailing from your eyes as you stood upon your foes. Go ahead and give me a perception check for your watch. Move your mic a little closer.
15.
Thank you. 15. With your 15, the dawn's light eventually breaks over the horizon of Barovia. You are in the woods. It is still very, very dark. The twilight of the morning light is just barely getting through the dense canopy of leaves and branches that are above you. And your watch, while ultimately boring, is probably more spent lingering on what you could remember, touching your face, looking for something. There's nothing there, but in the back of your mind, there is something there, an ability that you didn't previously have, but seems to be unlocking in your mind. You have access to those now. The dawn greets all of you in varying stages of readiness. Urzak, I'm not going to give you a point of exhaustion, but you are tired. Very tired.
Thank you for not doing that.
Yes. Everybody else wakens. You've all gotten a long rest, so go ahead and mark that on your character sheets. As of this dawn, you have 5 days left until your dinner date with Strahd. So, with that in mind, as you all gather up, eat your morning meal, prep your spells, speak to your god, whatever, what do you plan on doing for today?
God would like to try, divine favor. Or trying to do that. So I mean, we will. He'll kind of roll that real quick.
Put an intervention.
Oh, 20. I mean, that wasn't too far off.
Yeah, that was kind of close.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, he would have set up, all of the stuff. He's got his little, incense going. Start praying to him. At one point, I think it was a few times ago, Urzak did want to join him, I think, or he was at least watching. He would ask, he's like, I know you're the cleric, but did you have any? I mean, you're welcome to join me if you wanted to beseech, beseech Balrus, if you still wish to follow him.
I'll keep watch for you, but I'm good.
Yeah, well. By the way, Lady Undala does not discriminate against the all-minded individuals.
Yes. You told me before.
So yeah, he just kind of go through his little spiel. I think this time around, what he would have asked for, if he would have gotten his insight into what is going on with Urzak, because this is kind of something that, all the weird things that have happened in Barovia, none of us have had anything so directly impact us, and we don't even know what's going on yet. So that would have been what he was going to be asking for. But obviously, even with the 20, it doesn't work.
Nope.
It's very close.
Getting there. I know it's not like it keeps going down every roll, although actually it's almost done that. I know it was like an 80-something the first time, and I think it was in the 60s the second time, so we are dropping every time I've done this. Next time around, it's gonna work.
We'll find out. But until then, once everyone's devotional time is complete, you pack up your stuff once again. You're still walking your donkeys, if I'm not mistaken. Though you don't have the wagon or anything like that. That's still back at Darts' tower. Moving at this pace, or moving through the forest like this, puts you back into a slow pace. The forest is dense. You're trying to keep your the donkeys following you, but it's not great. So what that means is I'm going to be having a couple of you make some animal handling checks. This is going to be Vide and Cog making these checks. So I'm going to have the two of you make those rolls real quick. And we'll see how we do. Oof.
It's rough.
Yeah, not gonna lie, the donkeys are not having it this morning. They are tired. They didn't have a great evening either. The amount of food you have, I'm going to assume that you stored food for them in the portable hole, but still, eating oats out of a bag in the middle of the woods ain't the most pleasant thing in the world. And let's face it, the two of you are probably a little bit crabby as well, sleeping rough. So your travel speed is, unfortunately, at damn near a snail's pace. After you're basically able to go at a mile an hour, which sucks. Which means that by the time you get to the other side of the Sauvage woods, to the river that Ezmerelda had described to you all, the morning has passed and you're well into the afternoon. From there, we'll say that Danika uses her sending spell to reach out to Ezmerelda. The directions that she is given is to follow the river north. They are about 8 miles into the mountain, give or take. Just follow the river and watch for the smoke. Once you clear the woods, you should be able to see the smoke trail that they're leaving. Just follow that and you'll find their camp. Obviously, that's a lot of words. This is me narrating what she said in 25 words or less. I'm going to need Vide and Cog to make another animal handling check. Yeah.
Whatever's going on with Urzak is affecting the donkeys.
Yeah, I don't know if
Roll
Urzak...
intimidation on the donkeys.
I'm going to say that Urzak is definitely mean-mugging a little bit, which does not help the donkey's moods, but it's everything all at once. This is a sucky journey you're currently on, and it's taking way longer than you want it to. The air is cold. None of you have really thick clothing on that you wear. Your cloaks are what keep you warm for the most part. But travel sucks here in Barovia, especially in the woods. I do need to make a couple rolls real quick that I forgot to do during that time. Somebody give me a D20 check.
I'm on it, boss. 5.
Okay, give me one more.
Uh-oh. 13.
Okay. Fortunately, your journey up until this point has been very easy. You haven't heard anything. It's actually, the woods have been strangely quiet this morning as you've been traveling. Another hour's journey to the north finally breaks you from the tree line, and you're able to see the mountain itself. Mount Baratok is very large, not nearly as large as the southern mountain that you had almost gotten close to when you're at Darts' lair, but it's very, very rocky terrain. It's just a angled slope. There are some trees and stuff like that along the river, but not a lot. You continue to follow the river as it heads up into the mountain, and after, in total, this is going to take you another 5 hours in total on top of that, so basically by the time you reach Ezmerelda and Darts' camp, the sun is already beginning to set. It is about 7 o'clock in the evening. And by the time you see the light of the fire, you can see that ahead of you there is a single tree overlooking a canyon that this river has created on the side of this mountain. You can see the glow of the fire, and you can see 2 figures moving around it. One of them is thin and lanky. The other has a big bush of hair. It's clearly Ezmerelda and Darts. And as your group is beginning to approach, pulling the donkeys along behind you, Ezmerelda stands up and waves to you all. You close the distance relatively quick. And as you're getting closer, a third thing comes into view that surprises you. Slumped against the side of the tree, at a distance you thought it was just like their backpacks piled up, but in fact seems to be a man tied to the tree, slumped down on the ground with his head in his knees, his hands kind of encircling his knees. And he is very clearly tied to the tree, ropes around his waist. Ezmerelda waves again, and even Dart stands up to greet your group as you approach. Ezmerelda calls out, Hello, welcome. It's about time. We were beginning to wonder if you guys were going to show. What took you so long?
Extremely moody donkeys. I glare back at Dom and Letty.
I see, I guess. Why didn't you leave them somewhere?
I glare at Cog.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, no. Hey, they're family. We don't need them, okay?
Darts is just shaking his head. Well, this is what we've all come here for. And he nudges the individual tied to the tree with his foot. The individual looks up at you. This is a man who outwardly appeared to have once been kind of a little chubby in his middle age, but has since lost quite a bit of weight. His cheeks are sallow. He has a wild shock of a beard, one that's just poofed up in all sorts of different directions. His hair is gray, what remains of it. the top of his head is perfectly bald. He has hair along the side of his crown that is extremely long and just kind of frayed out and poofed out, and he looks as though he hasn't bathed in a very, very long time. It's scraggled, it's tangled, he's got twigs and leaves in it. His beard is also equally matted. His eyes are sunken in. He looks up at you with very, very beady brown eyes, almost like a pig's eye. And he just looks at the group of you and yells this loud, obnoxious howl. There's no words to it. It's just primal and guttural. You notice that his hands are tied together, interlocked fingers, but ropes around both hands and wrists. They're kind of spread around his legs, but he lifts them up and swings them at you guys wildly. Dharts and Ezmerelda are standing well clear of this man, and he starts kicking his feet. He's wearing dark brown robes that are just molded and stained, and kind of hanging loose and threadbare about his body. But as he kicks his feet, the robes spread a little bit to reveal that he doesn't have any shoes on. His feet are just caked in mud, and there are fresh wounds on his feet. There's scrapes on his legs. His legs are equally covered in mud. He looks just like a disgusting hobo, for want of better terms. And he's just screaming at your group.
This is the guy you wanted to see?
That's Robert Mitchell.
Darts kind of shrugs a little bit as he says, I hate to say it, but yes, this is, or it was anyway, the man I knew, Robert Mitchell.
Does he actually speak anymore? What's happened to him?
Ezmerelda speaks up. He can speak incantations well enough. She holds up her cloak to show that it's burned quite severely on one side, like a third of it's missing.
That's convenient.
But he seems to have gone insane.
Saying this, the man's face snaps towards you and he stops screaming. Insane, I'm not insane, you're insane! You're all insane! Let me go right now! Ah! And just starts screaming again.
Robert, do you remember your name?
Robert, there's no Robert. Let me go!
Do you remember your home? Do you remember Larimpa? Port Valena?
What would this be? I don't know if this is a persuasion check or not. I'm trying to think if there's anything that would work better for this. No, I think just persuasion, really.
It's all right.
He says an incantation. Delphine, you recognize this to be a firebolt, and he pushes his hands towards Cog, but his hands are bound together and he can't make the necessary somatic components.
What's happened to him? And he's looking at like darts in his brain. He goes, "Where'd you find him?"
We found him up in the mountains. He was he was in one of the streams up on the upper heights, just chasing a fish. We called out to him, and he immediately turned and threw a fireball at us. We chased him into a tunnel. It took us all evening to coax him out again and tackle him, and we were able to tie him up. This is when Darts chimes in. This is definitely Mitchell. At least an older version of him. I recognize his scent. It's clearly him.
Ew.
But this is not the man I knew. This is exactly what Ezmerelda described. Just a wandering madman. I can't believe.
Why were we looking for him?
Well, he helped fight Strahd before.
He was also the reason my father came back. He said he was looking for him.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. He's sitting on the ground. He's tied up to a tree.
Yeah, like imagine ropes around his waist, tying him to the tree. He's slumped down, sitting on the ground. His legs are kind of up, knees up, and his hands are bound like this. And they're laying on his knees right now.
I'm gonna go up to him and squat in front of him so that we're eye to eye, but not close enough where if he swings his hands, he could actually hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna look at him. It's been a long day. I'm already not a nice person. If you try to shoot me with fire, I will shoot you with fire. I don't know why my friends are looking for you. I only want one thing. And I'm hoping you can help me with that. Do you know where a set of amber doors are in this mountain?
He flinches at that. Golden door, amber door, golden door, amber door, golden door. There's no amber doors on this mountain. There's no amber doors on this. Don't go to the amber doors. Don't go to the amber doors.
Have you been behind the amber doors?
No, you don't want to go to the amber doors. You don't want to go to the amber. I won't talk about the amber doors.
Hold on.
There is a floating advantage redeemed by Ashley N, by the way.
I'm debating if I want to do a thing. It's only a second level spell.
Only.
I guess if he's sitting there kind of mumbling to himself,
I kind of look at Urzak, and I have that look on my face where, like, I want to do something that I probably shouldn't. I want to cast Detect Thoughts on this guy.
Give it a go.
I'm probably gonna go insane.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, I'm saying this is what Delphine is about to do. She's gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. Here's an interesting thing.
This is where Delphine goes mad because she just detected thoughts on a madman.
Well, you can do surface level thoughts just fine.
No, I'm going deep.
That's what I was saying.
You begin casting your spell. As you're muttering your incantation, the Mad Mage's eyes go right to you. And like you're watching them, they just are going back and forth, looking at your eyes, watching your lips, watching what you're doing with your hands. As you complete the spell, you watch as his lips move in rapid fashion. Boom! He counterspells. Counterspells only.
I mean, he could have just.
Oh wait a minute! No,
kept the...
never mind. Sorry, that's S.
He's
Not
like,
V.
he
Never mind.
passes.
Nope, that's somatic, not verbal. Never mind. He cannot do that. So.
Well, that's okay. With the 22 Wisdom save, I can still only get surface level. I can't go deep.
What's your spell save DC?
17.
So. Okay, so you can only get surface level thoughts.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do we have silvery barbs by any chance?
I don't have it at the moment.
Okay. So the surface level thoughts that you're perceiving off of the Mad Mage is oh god, it's really, really chaotic. Like, have you ever... It's basically just a ton of chatter in his voice layered on top of one another. Voices upon voices, a cacophony of them, all gibbering about this and that. It's impossible to focus on one voice in particular to hear what they're saying. It's almost weirdly echoey chatter, so much so that you clamp your hands on your ears and you cry out in pain. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Are they all the same voice?
We'll find out if you're able to realize that. If you can make your wisdom saving throw, the answer is yes.
25?
So, it is all the same voice. Some in higher pitches, some in lower pitches, but they sound that same kind of gaudy voice. Yeah.
He's got a lot going on in there.
Are you?
I have a headache.
Okay.
Ah.
Bad cop's done. Time for worse cop. I'm gonna ask you something. I can spend 5 HP of lay on hands. It says to cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting a creature. Does a disease of the mind count?
Well, you can certainly try.
Or at least to like mitigate it temporarily. I'll give it a go. I got the points. I'll spend them.
Okay. You place your hand down on this man, and he like bucks back and forth, trying to get you from touching him. He begins screaming, "No, don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! No, no, no!" And as you're reaching your hand out to touch him, you send your energy through his body, eradicating any poisons of the mind or the body that you can. It's a disease and poison, is that correct?
Yeah, specifically, I suppose. It says cure a disease or neutralize a poison.
You send your energy through him and then step back looking, but he continues to scream in vain. Profanities, just gibberish, just yells of "Don't touch me, let me go, I need to get out, I need to be free, I need to get away from you all."
Well, this was worth spending 2 days getting up here for. Any other bright ideas, or are we just gonna forget this guy and move on?
We have
As-
4 days.
Ezmerelda points out, my father came here looking for him. The moment he found out that this man was alive, he broke his treaty with Strahd. Why would he do that? Just for this gibbering fool? Darts, he kind of hangs his head as well. I honestly don't know. It concerns me that he's acting this way.
He has 1,000 voices inside his head. 1,000 of his voices inside his head.
He's been afflicted by some kind of, like, madness. Would something like a greater restoration cast on him perhaps lift whatever madness is going on?
Are you asking me, or are you asking that to the group?
I think, yeah, I mean, you know, it's like great. It seems that there is some kind of madness that has afflicted him. Now, maybe it's a psychological break. It's just something that would take a much longer time to deal with. Or something has happened to him while he's been here that has caused this dissociative break in his mind. And it's such chaos. I mean, I can cast this on him. Do we think this might work?
It's worth a try.
And I do have the 100 GP already of Diamond Dust. I don't remember where we got that from. Maybe it was in the Arkan Vostel. We found it, perhaps. I know we found it.
Yeah,
oh,
I remember. Well, go ahead.
It was either there, or maybe it was in Baba Yaga or Baba Lysaga.
Yeah.
Baba Lysaga, yeah.
I just remember, 100 GP Diamond Dust that Kyle grabbed. So he would be, he'll be willing. He'll cast. He would, cast Greater Restoration on him to see, if he can restore his mind to some kind of, semblance of calm.
So technically, no, you're not supposed to spend points on stuff in this game. But I'll allow it in a minute. You approach this man, Cobb. As you do, he looks over at you and he screams out at you. You think my magic has grown weak? Well, think again. You tell your dark masters they can break my body, but never my spirit. And he begins struggling, flailing about, trying to pull himself out from the ropes. In vain. This is an old man. He is not going anywhere.
Well, I didn't mean to actually click on that one. My shit was connected. Hey, I don't have, I'm a Dark Master, thank you very much.
He's still struggling, but you place your hand on his head and you cast your Greater Restoration spell. The moment you do, his eyes go wide. And he leans back against the trunk of the tree. His mouth goes slack-jawed, and he just stares at nothing. Delphine,
What the hell? You killed him.
you still have that detect thoughts spell. Doesn't it last for a little while?
Let me see how long it lasts. Here, spell load.
Detect magic lasts like a minute or something.
No, detect thoughts.
Oh, detect thoughts.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah. So it wouldn't still
Probably still would not be
be up.
active. So yeah. You would not know this, but inside his head, the rest of the people, since you did the Red Dragon 82 did redeem an inner monologue, I'll let you know that in this moment, there is literally nothing in this man's head. Literally nothing. Cog, I would invite you to make a medicine check, and Delphine, I would invite you to make an arcana check, as the two of you lean closer to examine this suddenly blank prone man.
You 19 for Cog on the meds.
Uh, 22 for Arcana.
Why am I rolling when I'm not actually rolling?
Because you were gone at the time, so I did it for you. You're welcome.
Oh, well, but I'm not rolling now.
Yes, I know. Anyway, I was doing math in my head, and then you interrupted me. Delphine, Cog, the two of you come by this information in different ways. Cog, this is more knowledge from something you've read about in the Erudite Conclave. Delphine, you know about this spell because you're a member of the Twisting Spires and had studied this branch of magic as part of your school curriculum. Both of you recognize him to be under the guise of a Mind Blink spell. You would know that this spell has a kind of a long duration, but it is limited. It's hard to know when he would have cast the spell, but chances are it'll probably run its course before the end of the evening.
I mean, so why would he have done that? I mean, but now if he cast that, what was all the voices and stuff? Well,
What does that spell do?
Basically makes him catatonic for a certain amount of time. Contingency. That's okay. That was
Wait,
Dyto.
so
I couldn't remember.
He cast it on himself?
I think he cast it on himself a while ago. And he cast a contingency spell to trigger when something like what Cog did would happen.
Well, I mean, typically it's that spell doesn't. I guess because I know the spell, like, you can't like gain information off of them, but Does it usually make them catatonic? I know it's pretty much immune to divination and charm spells and psychic damage and stuff like that. I didn't know it made you catatonic.
It can be different for each person. He could have cast it so that's what it does to him. I mean, we can't sense his emotions, so I mean, he can move, he can function, but mentally, he's a vegetable right now. Which is actually kind of smart, because if someone were to try to cure his mask and he felt dark forces were, I'd do the same thing.
I don't have too much experience with the spell myself. So I'll take your word for it. I have a feeling in a little while, it seems like maybe it's going to run its course, and we'll see what happens then. So I guess time will tell. Maybe we should just, I guess, were they making dinner, or did they have dinner? It's like, maybe we should just go ahead and have something to eat. Chill out for the evening. And we just gotta wait him out.
There's not much we can do with the rest of the night. It's getting too dark. Getting too late.
Ezmerelda speaks up. We can go start making dinner. We hadn't started it yet, but Darts was able to snare a few rabbits along the trail as we were waiting for you, so we can start working on that. It's as good a plan as any, I suppose. Darts nods, and the pair of them, along with the group's help, begin preparing a meal for the evening. Roast rabbit on the open fire, whatever vegetables you might have on with you, and your rations, things like that. It makes for a decent campfire meal. You watch as the sun behind the Barovian clouds begins to set behind the mountains, and slowly the chill of the evening creeps up upon all of you. After about an hour and a half of waiting, you hear my head. He reaches up and hits his head. And, what? You all watch as his eyes open and looks down at his bindings and the position he's in, and he looks back and forth at the tree, then up at your group. You're all sitting around the fire, just staring at him. The old, horribly filthy-looking man smiles a little bit behind his dirty beard as he says, "Was this a fun party, or are you perhaps trying to rob me? I must warn you, I have very little."
Well,
nope, not trying to rob you.
Doesn't look like you have much anyway.
You did just say that. Yeah, no. We aren't trying to rob you, sir. You are Robert Mitchell, are you not?
That is indeed my name. You have me at a loss, sir.
Well, my name is Corwan. I am from Europa, In fact, Port Valena was where I was making my home while I worked at the Conclave. You've been missing for, was it like 30 years now since?
25. 25.
25 years. You've been missing for about 25 years.
Darts from the other side of the fire stands up and says, "They're speaking the truth, old man. It's good to see you. I won't lie, I thought you were dead when my father threw you from the castle." Mitchell looks between you, Cog, and Darts behind you. I see there's quite a bit to talk about. But yes, I am indeed Robert Mitchell. And you say you're from L'Europa. I don't suppose you'd be willing to deal with these bindings and perhaps offer me some of that delicious-smelling rabbit over the fire. I feel as though we both have tales to tell.
Are you going to cast a fireball on us?
Not unless you force me to.
I guess Cog would look at everybody and be like, I mean, he seems like he's himself. I'll admit I've never met him before.
I'm just saying I'm not in a good mood, and if he even tries something fishy, I might stab him.
I'll walk up and I'll kind
I'm
of
just being honest.
just take my axe and just go, all right, hold
You're-
it super still. And just try to cut the rope with my
You have
axe.
hands and fingers. Just untie him.
This is too good of a knot.
Yeah, but where's the fun in just untying him?
It's about sending a message, okay?
Just don't cut the man's hands off. He might need
I'm gonna
them.
cut the man's hands off. He needs those.
Darts and Ezmerelda are just exchanging head shakes at this moment. Robert
Yeah.
Mitchell. Robert holds his hands up and moves it up and down your axe a little bit until the ropes start to split. Then he pulls and works them until eventually he works his hands free. Once he does, he massages his wrists for a little bit and nods his thanks to you. I appreciate the assistance, Paladin of Balrus. Or actually, no, you don't have any insignias anymore, do you?
No.
Never mind, he wouldn't notice that. So he would not say that.
I was like,
I was thinking about your old armor for a second, but no, you're not wearing
Right.
that anymore. You don't actually have any insignia of Balrus.
mm-mm.
So instead, what he'll say is, I appreciate the assistance, warrior. Perhaps you could, and he points at the ropes tying him to the tree.
And these I'll actually just untie because that's a lot more rope and it seems like it's more useful.
It takes Mitchell a minute to stand up and stretch. He is he's looking quite old. By your eyes, you would estimate him to be a human in the mid to late 70s. Quite a bit older than when he was last heard of in L'Europa. Once finally seated at the campfire and food in his hands, he ignores all questions until he devours at least half of it. But once he finishes licking his fingers and looks to you all once again, he says, "Well now, you're from Loropa, you say. I must confess, I did not think I would ever see another Loropan again. How did you come to this demi-plane?"
Well, the Conclave had heard about weird disturbances and mists coming down from the mountains north of Port Valletta. It was Port Valletta, right? Or was it?
No.
Ravancia was the north of Ravancia?
No, so give me a second. It was in the northern part of the Darwin Empire. I'm blanking on the name right this second, but I will find it.
Check my old
Well,
note.
he would say it's like there were reports of mists in the mountains, northern Dorn Empire, and we were sent to investigate. And we just kind of found ourselves in the mists. We had met some people that we had never met before in the Europa. And when we woke one morning, and we found ourselves here. The Vistani had brought us here. Seemingly on Strahd's orders, though we do not know why yet.
You say Strahd? Yeah,
Seems to be.
It was Rising More.
Seems to be that he wanted us here for some reason. Maybe not just us, maybe just, we just happen to be the target that was found.
I can say that I do know that Strahd likes to allow adventurers into his realm from time to time. Enjoys gleaning information from them, collecting trinkets that they might have brought along. He is something of a collector, and his libraries are vast with stolen tomes of magic that adventurers have brought over the centuries. That does not surprise me at all, if he were to allow another group, but the fact that it touches Loropa now is quite worrisome.
Well, about that, one quick question. How did you find yourself here? I have studied the reports of the Dreamer and the events that happened 25 years ago.
25 years ago. From your perspective, I've been missing for 25 years from Port Valletta.
Yes. From what we know, in recounts of a group that called themselves the Fab Five, very strange name, and one Miss Eloise Bright Crystal spoke highly of you, I will say. But from what we understand, you were under a spell by one of the leaders of the Dreamer army. They took you through a portal. Somehow, I guess, have they studied and figured out how their machine? Because they made like a machine, right?
Yeah,
power something.
They did, and a lot of it was destroyed. But it is a very closely guarded secret of the Conclave. Yeah. All of the events of that. But the general knowledge is that he disappeared about the same time the Fab Five did, though the Fab Five eventually did return and reported that they destroyed the Dreamer, though the details beyond that is very non-specific.
Yeah, someone, even a chronicler that's been there that long, he's not in that kind of a know-how. He doesn't have that clearance. So,
yes.
I mean, we know that you and the Fab Five, as well as some other cohorts of yours at the time, went through a portal. Roughly, we think 10,000 years into the past is when we think the Dreamer first attacked Loropa. I mean, details are very sketchy, but somehow you ended up in the past when he first assaulted this world. After many years of battle, I guess, is when you showed up there with them. They stopped him, and you were supposed to assist them in a fight, but you used, I guess, some form of teleportation, and during the fight, somehow your spell went awry, and you disappeared, and they had no idea what happened to you.
Your information is as accurate as the tales of the Conclave lead one to believe. It's true. I was brought to a very distant point in Loropa's past, and I assisted in the assault on the Dreaming Tree. I was a member of a circle that summoned a extremely powerful magical beast to assault this tree while the Fab Five went in and assaulted that enemy. I was meant to accompany them. The plan was, once I finished the spell, I would plane shift through the tree while the doors were still open. But as near as I can tell, my spell took longer than needed. The doors were closed, or closing, as I cast my spell. And I wound up... Well, the next thing I remembered, I found myself in a dark forest. I felt as though I slammed against something extremely hard, and I was knocked unconscious. And when I woke up, I saw, and he points down the mountain slope towards the woods. I found myself here, in this land, Barovia. I had no idea where I was. It took me days to find my way out from these woods and to find a town. It took me months to work out what exactly happened to me. As near as I can guess, and I still don't have all the answers, mind you. The spell must have hit that boundary between the material plane and the realm of dreams. He looks back at the rest of you and says, I'm not sure how much you know about the history of Loropa, but the Great Tree was at one point a portal to the Dream Realm. The Dreaming Tree, once it was resurrected on Loropa, it opened Loropa back up to the rest of the multiverse. No doubt when that happened, Barovia became connected as well. This plane is strange. It's not like your normal demi-planes or alternate planes of existence. Historically, Loropa has been connected to only a handful. The Feywilds, Shadowfell, the elemental planes. But that's it. Those that are connected to the material. This realm here exists outside that sphere of realities. As near as I can tell, Barovia is its own plane of existence, and it is connected to many others. My old friend Van Richten, he was from another realm of existence, one known as Mordent. In fact, it lies on the other side of this mountain here. However, under normal circumstances, the mist prevents one from passing through. Though the Vistani, they have their ways. Mainly because, as no doubt Darts has told you, they all work for Strahd.
Oh, we've met a few. We know.
Where is Van Richten? Is he back in Mordent? Have you heard from him at all, Darts? At that point, Ezmerelda hangs her head and relates to Mitchell everything that happened since she ran into your group in Varos, from her perspective. And then finishing with what Danika and Cog saw when Strahd caught up to Van Richten.
We were trying to reach Dart's tower when Strahd caught us. Van Richten didn't.
My father heard tales that you were seen here in Barovia. He came back searching for you. He had hoped that finding you and finding Darts here would, I don't know. I don't know if he wanted to go up against Strahd again, if he just wanted to get the two of you out. He never made it clear why he was coming. He just said he had to find you. Darts then takes the moment to tell Mitchell about the events from his perspective. How after the battle with Strahd and Mitchell's apparent death, Van Richten had made a deal with Strahd to stop his war, but only if Darts would go into if Darts would be banished and Van Richten would be banished back to Mordent, never to return. And then Ezmerelda pipes in and says, "But the moment he heard you were still alive, Mitchell, he said he had to find you. That you would have knowledge, some way to combat Strahd." Mitchell licks the grease from his fingers, wipes it on his tattered robe. It's getting late. I feel as though we should speak in a more comfortable surrounding. Now that I have a little energy in my belly, perhaps you would all accompany me to more comfortable surroundings. He stands up and dusts himself off. What do you say?
Sure.
You got a place nearby or something?
Something like that. Come along. He stretches again and begins hobbling his way up the mountain. He is old. It takes him a little bit to get his bones moving, but eventually you are led to a cave located about a third of the way up the mountain. Ezmerelda leans over to you, Delphine, and she says, "This is where we found Mitchell. He was hiding out here." Mitchell hears that and calls back, "Yes, that is true, but you all would have caught me before I was able to get in here. Stand back and watch." He goes to the mouth of the cave and begins weaving an intricate spell between his hands. As he does, you see an outline begin to form. First, just a yellow golden line tracing upward that eventually curves around and down again to form the outline of a door. Once the outline is complete, the door glows into existence, a brilliant golden door, complete with a knob. Mitchell walks over to it, turning the handle, and opens it. And while this door is just hovering in space, in the middle of this cavern entrance, looking past it, you can see a very lavish and opulent-looking foyer. Please, come in and enjoy the many amenities of Mitchell's magnificent mansion.
God.
And he steps inside, leaving the door open for you to follow.
Gotta go follow in.
I think this is actually a good place to pause and go on break, because I just saw what time it is. So, we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks. When we return, our heroes are stepping into a magnificent mansion. First good sleep they're going to have in weeks. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, our expedition has managed to regain the sanity of one Robert Mitchell. They fed him and listened to him talk a little bit about what happened to him after leaving the company of the Fab Five, and now they are entering into his magnificent mansion. You step through this floating doorway, and on the other side, it's warm, it's comfortable, and I'm not going to lie, the setting is freaking opulent. There are gigantic, fluffy, cushioned chairs, big old couches that could fit at least half a dozen people. There is an actual fountain in the center of this foyer that is made out of marble and gilded with gold, with two very, very naked men standing on a pedestal with big old urns on their shoulders with water flowing out from it. And yes, it is very, very explicit. And they are very well endowed. The walls are draped in velvet. The color scheme is purple and gold and royal blue. There are curtains hanging everywhere. There are a dozen doorways just in the center foyer itself. And you swear to God, in the distance, there's just this light lo-fi music playing. Mitchell, standing there, just gross and disgusting, turns to you all and smiles very wide as he says, "Welcome to my mansion. Oh, I have needed a little bit of luxury. Well, make yourselves at home. Every doorway that is open to you is free for you to access. Over that way is the dining room, and there are magical servants in there that will cater to your every whim. Through this door on the left, there is a gigantic hot tub that I plan on using, and that door is going to be locked. However, there are several other rooms, also with hot tubs, that you are welcome to enjoy. Bedrooms are on the third floor. If you follow the staircase in that door over there, it'll lead you to bedrooms. There are servants who will happily give you massages and give you anything you require. There is a very well-stocked liquor cabinet that you are all free to use. The enchantment of this place keeps everything full. So enjoy to your heart's content. After I take a bath, I'll join you, and we can talk more about the things that I know. But for now, you must forgive me. This is the dirtiest I've been in almost 50 years, and I would very much like to get cleaned up." And with no other words, the tattered-looking old man turns and walks through a door that immediately vanishes. What do you all do?
Okay, are there any amber doors?
Make a perception check.
26.
You are convinced without a shadow of a doubt there are no amber doors here. There's a golden door that you just passed through, and if you glance backwards, you can see the outside. It's still dark out, and you can see, the landscape of Barovia in the distance, all shadowed. But, apart from that, no amber. Lots of gold, no amber.
It was worth a shot.
This is more extravagant than anything I've ever seen in my life. No, any of you know how to do this? What, could we have been doing this the whole time?
Well, this isn't my kind of magic. I mean, maybe Delphine at some point.
Hopefully slow. But I grew up in the city court, so kind of used to stuff like this. I mean, not this, but like the extravagance.
Little.
I mean, the Church of the Five was pretty opulent itself at times. I mean, clearly the statue in the middle here would have probably found itself not within the church, but I mean, they did spend their tithes in a manner that I would not seem appropriate. Saying the church was corrupt. You didn't see any of that?
I mean,
well, I guess you were more of a foot soldier, so maybe you weren't within the halls of the church that this kind of thing would have shown up.
not the public-facing church anyway.
Yeah, but
Well,
it seems like he's
maybe-
back to himself.
Seems like. I mean, I don't know what his self was before.
I mean, I never met him myself.
I mean, he
I mean,
seems
he's-
sane again.
The stories I've heard is he was a very opulent individual to begin with. But I mean,
Dart speaks up and he says, "He's pretty much the same. The word I would use to describe him is flamboyant."
I, for one, am going to just take a page out of Robert's book. I'm gonna go take a bath.
Yeah.
We can't get answers until he's done with his, anyways. When in Mitchell's
What
mansion.
room? What rooms do they go into? Do they share one or do they go into separate one? Hmm.
Well, I suppose the two of them, if they wanted to keep that hidden, they could make stealth checks.
The stealth button. There it is. I don't know why I'm dignifying this. I'm going to a different one.
That's okay, mine was only 12. I wouldn't cast guidance on this.
Appears the two of them just went to separate ones. As you're all discussing this, you see, well, what appears to be the vague outline of a person. It's kind of hazy and not quite see-through, but they walk up to you carrying trays with tankards with steaming liquid inside of it. The aroma that's coming off that steam is pleasant and somewhat fruity. The individual, the creature that's kind of slightly see-through, goes up to each of you and extends this tray to you. Does not say anything. In fact, you don't see any, eyes or mouth or anything, just a vague kind of outline of a head on shoulders. But they extend this tray to you.
Thank you.
You eat that first, because if it's poison, it'll affect you sooner.
Wait. Why do you think that's true?
Because you're smaller. I mean, we can stop beating around the bush, right? That's how it works.
No. It's not. Yeah, it's a no. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, he's like, I don't think the man's gonna try and poison us.
Every turn we've taken in this place has been some horror after another. So until proven otherwise, I'm on my I'm on a swivel.
Everything I've ever read about Robert Mitchell, yeah, he was extravagant and maybe even mildly arrogant at times, but he wasn't an evil man. Now, we're leaving out some of the reports of certain members of the Fab Five. Yeah, he wasn't an evil man. He's just he's an enchanter. He's a wizard. They can be strange folk. And the man had a business. Well, Not all of you. You know what? No, all of you. You're strange too. It's not a bad thing. Strange doesn't mean bad all the time. I think all of us are pretty strange.
I'm gonna go see if this mark on my face can be washed off in a hot bath.
Yeah, I stabbed it. It's not coming off.
Vide is normal.
Oh, wait,
Vide
you know
is the
what?
most normal of all of us.
That actually reminds me. I did, prepare a spell that we can. I don't know if it'll work, but I can try.
But okay. I mean, sure.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if this is a curse, but I will try to, cast remove curse on you. It's like you're gonna have to come down to my level. And I guess if he kneels down, what I do is like he'd, place his, little hand, touch the spot on his face, and start doing a couple incantations and cast remove curse. See if it works.
For the first time in a long time, Cog, the spell that you cast functions exactly as you're expecting it to. You cast your spell, you feel it flow through Urzak, but there's nothing for it to connect with. And it dissipates harmless.
Yeah. I mean, we know it's not affecting your health that we can tell as of now.
Are you sure you guys aren't just like pranking me at this point? Like, I feel fine.
Pull out your axe. You got me his axe. I mean, what? I assume the color of the metal it's not like a black, like metal axe or anything like that. Is it like a polished?
Is there a mirror around? I mean, we're in a freaking mansion with bathrooms.
Yeah, and this man is quite extravagant. He probably would have mirrors.
Oh, I guarantee them. The first room you walk into has mirrors.
Oh, they're probably in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Above the bed.
Definitely above the bed.
Well, take a look for yourself.
Whoa. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a curse. It doesn't seem to be affecting you mentally at this moment. You're not running a fever. It's not warm to the touch. It just seems like your skin is permanently discolored at the moment.
Huh.
I hope it's not. I mean, has it spread at all since the previous evening?
Nope.
We're still in the same position.
Yep, still the same.
It hasn't it hasn't currently advanced anymore. I think we're just gonna have. You know what? When he's done primping himself, maybe Mitchell will have some information. Maybe he can figure out what's going on with you. But for now, I think we're just going to have to wait it out.
Either way, it'd be nice to take a bath for the first time in... How long have we been here?
A few weeks at least.
Mm-hmm. Couple weeks.
It feels like longer.
Feels like years.
I mean, prestidigitation keeps you clean, but it just not the same.
Vide will probably take a bath too. Why not?
It's not hard for any of you to find the bathroom. There's many in this mansion. It's almost like there's an unlimited supply of them for those who need it. Each one you find is very similar to the last. A very big tub, flowing water, plenty of soaps and perfumes and scents and things, big fluffy towels. The water is just hot enough. Not too hot that it's going to scald you, but not so cold that you feel like you need to warm it up. It is just perfect. And each one of you find yourself just relaxing for the first time in a very long time. Eventually, you make your way out from the baths, clean for the very first time in forever. And you find that Mitchell is waiting for you all in the foyer. He's laying across a chaise lounge. He has a bright purple bathrobe wrapped around his body. His feet are bare but clean for the very first time. And you notice that he looks quite a bit different. Though still underweight, his eyes are still sunken in. But his hair has been trimmed and managed and is now just spread to the side and a little bit of a comb over his bald dome. His beard has been heavily trimmed, and now it's nothing more than a goatee and a little bit of a curl to the sides of his mustache. His fingernails have been painted a dark purple, and he is nibbling on some grapes as you all step into the room. Ah, very nice to see all of you. I hope you've been enjoying the many, many amenities of my mansion. I've had the servants prepare a feast for us all. Your rabbits were delicious. Don't mistake me, but I think after this long, a real meal is in order. He snaps his fingers, and 4 of those invisible figures step through a room. They lift up his chaise lounge and carry it through the same door they just came through. You all kind of peek through it, and you see a very elaborate feast hall. Long table, immensely long, enough to hold 100 or more people, fills the center of this space. There is a gigantic tapestry at the far end over a fireplace that depicts Mitchell, a much younger Mitchell with no gray in his hair or beard, working at a forge, smithing what appears to be a set of gauntlets. You can see the depiction shows magic circles on the anvil, ley lines of power streaking down from different points into the gauntlet. From your trained eye, Delphine, and your knowledge of Laropa Cog, you would recognize this to be a depiction of him crafting a set of magical gauntlets. You remember that Cog did mention that Mitchell was an enchanter back on Laropa. He created magical items. He sold them in his shop. And this tapestry is clearly a depiction of that. The invisible servants carry the chaise lounge down the length of the table to the far end, directly in front of the fireplace, where they push the chair that's there aside and set down his chaise lounge. There, in front of that, is already a place setting for each of you. Multiple plates, silverware made out of gold, several goblets of fine crystal in front of those, all filled with different colors of liquid that, as you approach and sniff experimentally, reveals to be wine. You see a lavish display of food being brought in from other invisible servants. Roast ducks, roast pigs, vegetables of all sorts. He lays down a massive feast in front of you all. He calls out to you, please, please, sit down and eat. This is the least I can do for you all. Barovia is a harsh place, but here in my mansion, we are safe, not only from Strahd's prying eyes, but from the horrors of that land. Believe me when I say that the door is invisible to any I wish it. And here, we are on another plane of existence, a pocket dimension, if you will. And Strahd's divinations cannot pass it. We may speak freely here. So please sit down, fill your plates, and we will speak of this land, and of the land we came from. And then he begins filling up his own plate of food.
Well, I'll waste no time. I'm starving.
Oh, that's not poisoned, huh? Not gonna make me taste it first.
It's fine.
Oh, okay.
So, Robert, I'm gonna cut to the chase. I don't want to feel like we wasted a day. What do you know of the Amber Doors?
He had a fork going to his mouth when you say that, and the fork stops. Now, where have you heard that?
I believe the Stony friends.
It was in our Taroka reading.
Madam
on how to... We were given guidance on how to defeat Strahd, and the Amber Doors were mentioned. Our gold door has been seen by people in Veros, which they don't know the difference between gold and amber.
An interesting mistake to make. There is only one place in Barovia that can be described as an amber door. It is an extremely dangerous location. South of here, on Mount Gakis, high up on its slopes, there is a temple that exists there, built into the mountain. A temple that has amber doors. I ventured there long before I met Darts or Van Richten. I had traveled many, many miles to get there. The path is extremely challenging to get up. The temperatures there are extreme. I was forced to buy weather gear in Veros to make my trip, and the people there are not friendly, even in those times. What I found there chilled me to the bone. You will find no answers there. Only madness and death. For there is something imprisoned in that temple. Dark entities poison the mind. Believe me when I say I've seen many, many strange things in my time. I've seen creatures of myth and legend. But even after all of that, whatever is inside that temple terrified me in a way I find difficult to describe.
Why do we want to go there again?
Because we're looking for a holy symbol. And it's in the temple. We need it to defeat Strahd. Would you be able to take us to this temple?
On a bit of a time crunch, as it were.
Teleportation magic does not work here. At least not in the way you might expect it to. And I will be completely honest with you. My magical resources right now are extremely limited. You see, I'm not the wizard I was when I faced Strahd. Then, at least, I had my magical staff. I had my book of spells. But I lost both of them when Strahd threw me off of his tower. So I only have the spells I prepared when I went to face Strahd. Luckily, I had my mansion prepared. I always have that prepared. But alas, my selection is more battle-oriented than travel-oriented. He thinks to himself for a moment, kind of reviewing the spells that he has. Yes, unfortunately, the best thing I could do for you is polymorph one of you into something large that can fly. But that, unfortunately, would only last an hour.
Oh.
Okay, but we don't... Yes, magic would help get us to Mount Gakis faster. But we need someone to show us where these doors are so we're not searching the mountains and eating up time we don't have.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I shouldn't do this. Persuasion. This is a dirty 20. That's not... Well, it'd be 16, because I probably would not have cast Bless on myself.
Mitchell, he sighs deeply. I'm sorry, I would like to help you. Believe me, I would. But I am useless without my staff and spellbook. If you could find those and bring them to
We're not
your
going on
assistant.
another side quest. We have 4 days.
But we don't even have that now. We have 3.
Right.
And 3 days will not get you to Mount Gakis from here. Perhaps I can sweeten the pot. You are, of course, aware of my previous profession in Loropa. I was the owner of Mitchell's Magnificent. I'm blanking on that now. I just fucking... God damn it. Joe, you said something and then my mind
I think it was
blank.
Mitchell's Magnificent Mercantum.
Yes, thank you. Mitchell's Magnificent Mercantile. The finest weapons and enchantment shop on Loropa. In fact, we were planning on franchising out. But the Cult of the Dreamer, well, had something else to say about that.
Didn't you say his sister has since taken over the business? Wasn't she his assistant?
Yes, his sister did. Yes.
Did she actually franchise out? Or did she just keep the one in Valena?
She kept the one in Valena. I can't help but wonder what did happen to my shop. But my last memory of it was the cult burning it down as they kidnapped me. I saw it from the wagon before they put the bag over my head. I don't even know if my sister made it out alive.
She did. She did. And I actually believe she rebuilt your shop and she runs it now. If I remember correctly, it was never somewhere I perused, but it was a pretty big happening when that happened. You were very well known, and when your shop burned down, it made a lot of noise in the port. But last time I knew your sister was running things.
That gladdens my heart to hear. Anyway, I apologize for going down that rabbit hole. My point for bringing that up was, I am very, very good at making magical items. If you can find my staff, or better still, my spell book, even just my spell book would be enough for me to be able to begin again. You have weapons, you have armor, but not nearly good enough to face the devil known as Strahd. 3 of us faced him down, and were thrown aside like, well, toys. As you well know, Darts. Darts, from his place at the table, nods his head in agreement. But if I had my spellbook, I could give you the edge you need. Enchanting things that you may not have enchanted or replaced since coming here. I don't judge. I can see the auras of the magical items you have on you, but other than that blade hilt the young lady here carries at her side, most of your enchantments are paltry. I, however, am a master of what I do. And here in my mansion, time moves uniquely. I can do in a day what would normally take me a month or more. But I can only do it in my mansion. And I can only do it with my spellbook.
You said when you were thrown from the mountain, that's where you lost it. So you're positive they're in the area still?
He shrugs his shoulders a little bit. I wish I could say for certain. I woke up after being defeated by Strahd, floating in the waterfall of the Tsar Falls. That I was from there. I have very little memory. I fled. I went into the mountains. I established myself here and cast spells upon me to make it seem as though I were mindless and a raving madman. It was my hope that when Strahd would scry upon me, he would see no threat. And judging based on what I see in the mirror, that tactic has fooled him for quite some time. How long have I been out, Darts? Darts kind of grins ruefully as he says, somewhere around 30 years. I have lost so much time. And yet, from your perspective, I've only been gone 25 years.
Yeah, that was the time of the breaking. And that's when the last known sighting of you happened, yes.
Time must move differently in different planes of existence. It's been theorized. This seems to confirm that. No. If you wish to find the Amber Temple, I will at least give you instructions on how to get there. The path is treacherous, but not unsurmountable. The choice is, of course, yours.
If we were to go there now, like in the morning, would we be able to get in and out within a couple of days? Because very soon we have been invited to dinner with Strahd. It's not to say can we get in and get something to defeat him. I know that's not going to happen. But I have a feeling if we don't show up for dinner, things will be even worse for us.
Delphine, I imagine you pull out the map at this point and begin consulting.
Sure.
Give me a cartography check, please.
Hold on, my roll 20 closed out. 11.
I'm going to remind you there is a floating advantage redeemed by Ashley N.
I'll do that. $25.
25. You look at the map and kind of trace out your path. Mitchell squats down next to you and looks it over and points out, now, this right here is an approximate point of where the temple is. He points out a spot that actually you circled it, so you know exactly where it is. Judging based on the terrain and everything you know about it, it would probably take you 4 days to get there.
Yeah.
And that's if the donkeys cooperate.
We could always go afterwards. There's nothing saying we have to get everything
no.
before the
Well,
dinner.
yeah, we're gonna have to. Oh, did I actually guess right? And circle it? Is that really what it was?
Mm-hmm.
With a little question mark? Oh my god, son of a bitch. Yeah, no, I was just curious if we were going to be able to make it in and out in time. I mean, but yeah, we definitely we're going to have, if we survive dinner, we still have some work to do. You know, actually, thinking of surviving dinner, Mitchell, maybe you can actually help me with your magical knowledge. I do have a spell. I had never been able to cast it up until recently. But how now with teleportation, I understand it's very strange here. But as a cleric, I have a spell called the Word of Recall. Now, if I can kind of dedicate a little piece of sliver of Barovia to my goddess in a way, you know, and consecrate it in her name, I can take some time to cast the spell, and if it works properly, we would instantly be teleported out of Strahd's castle to that location. However, I do not know if it would work just because of the way teleportation works in this realm. Is that something you think would even be possible?
Mitchell is going to make a Arcana check. He rolled a 23. I'm not completely familiar with the spell that you're describing, but I have heard of it before. What I'm going to say is this. From what I understand, it needs to be in an area that's dedicated to your deity. Is that correct?
Yes, that's if it would even work. I do know some other magic where I could dedicate something to her. Now that spell, I've never, it takes a while to cast. That's why I'm asking now. It's like I could, make a piece of little bit of land hallowed, and it says it were. Takes 24 hours to cast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I could do that, we have time that I could put that together. I'm just curious
if
you
you
think it
were
works.
to dedicate a space to your goddess, theoretically, the spell should work.
Interesting. All right.
You would, like you said, would have to dedicate something to your goddess. And the thing that holds me back is my knowledge that the land, this entire realm, is connected to Strahd. There is a possibility.
Yeah.
There is a possibility that dedicating an area of land will not work simply because of the fact that his ownership might supersede that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but from what I understand about that spell, there is a possibility that it would not work.
I mean, I could always try. I mean, I'd be out the components. Yeah, that is a hefty price. But I mean, it's worth a shot. I trust that Strahd wishes to have dinner and to speak with us because he is of an inquisitive mind. And he is curious about us. However, he has seemingly gone back on his promises to us before. And I just, if it works, I want to have a fail-safe.
It is something to sleep on. And I don't know about you, but I think sleep would be beneficial to all of us. Perhaps we should retire for the evening and approach this problem fresh in the morning.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great place to end things for this evening.
Just so I can burn my coin. I think, when they're all going to bed, because he started to see these little things popping up, I think he would do a perception check, burning the coin, to see if he can find out if Urzak and Delphine end up in the same room together. What's going on? He's going to start hunting that down now that he's seen it.
So in the dead of night, as you all make your way from the feast, Mitchell, of course, tells you, please take whatever room you want. All of them are available, and all of them equally opulent. I will be in my room. Good night. And wanders off. My question to the two of you.
Don't do it just to foil me. Be honest.
Would the two of you have shared a room tonight? You're also welcome to roll if you can't decide. It's up to you.
What do you think, Dyto?
I mean, I kind of think with everything that's been going on, it's the first comfortable night. So I think they would, if not just to enjoy a comfortable night together, like they used to. Not like they used to, but like...
Wait a minute. I think I agree.
I wish my camera was working so you can see the fucking look of glee on my face.
Okay, I think I agree there.
I'm going to say that burning that nat 20, you would have heard a noise after you went into your room, which caused you to turn and open the door. There you see Urzak stepping in through the room that Delphine is occupying. She opens the door, he steps through, the door is closed. And that's where we're ending things, right there. Well done, everybody. You have connected with our campaign's version of Mordenkainen, the fabulous Robert Mitchell. Can't wait to see what y'all do with this the next time we gather up again, which unfortunately is not going to be in 2 weeks because that is Archipixian's birthday, and we are having a special birthday gathering for them. So we will not be playing in 2 weeks, but 2 weeks after that, we will be back to our regular schedule, and hopefully my life will be no longer as chaotic as it has been, and so we'll be streaming regularly again. Anyway, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in a month, I guess, to see what happens. It's going to be crazy. But until then, let's go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And Dyto, I know you have to leave. You want to intro or outro first? No, she must have stepped away. God damn it. I tried. That's fine. Urzak, you go instead.
Hey, what's up? I'm Marty. I play Urzak. I also am on the Baratok Network. You can find me on Baratok Cafe, Monster Cafe, College of Whispers, Wayfaring Strangers, some other junk. I don't know. Check out my band, Winter Wayfarer. We have a new single coming out before the next episode of Sonnet of Blood. So I guess now is as good a time as any to leak. So on August 1st, go check out Unsinkable Sam by Winter Wayfarer wherever you get your music.
Heck yeah. Definitely go check that out. Dyto, go next. Can't hear you.
Hello, I'm Dyto. I was Delphine.
Oh, now I could.
What do you mean?
You're just on
Okay.
the lag.
Hello, I'm Dyto. I was Delphine tonight. I will be back not tomorrow like I should be, but on Monday with Aethertech Wars.
Heck yeah.
And then I'll be at Gen Con, so I'll be missing a couple of days.
If you're at Gen Con, definitely go say hi. Cog, go next.
I am Corwan Oliver Goodwood. Real name is Joe. I also am usually on our Mondays on this very same week as this one as Zolos Vonnegut and our Aether Shanties. We just had too many people that couldn't make it this past Monday, me being one of them. I'm out of town for work again, and I was not going to be back in my hotel room in time. So, but that will be interesting because we're about to go on our caper to try and sneak in time to an asteroid to rescue the mate of our, I guess we'd call him our patron, one of our employers in Aether Shanty, so that's fun. So come back then, check it out. I assume that one's going to be going in 2 weeks, right, man?
Yeah, it should.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun. So come in 2 weeks from this past Monday. Come check it out. Should be interesting. It's different. It's sagas, different game system. Come learn something new if you haven't played it before.
Definitely. Okay, Vide, you're next.
Hi, I'm Brandie. I played Vide today. I also play Mako on the opposite Mondays in Aether Tech Wars. I think it's been a little bit since we played. And things have been crazy, so I don't know what's going on anymore. But you can find me on the socials as at RiverDragon82. That's River with a Y. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me right here every Monday and Wednesday running crazy games for crazy people and always having a blast doing it. My socials are at Scruffy Wanderer. If it's a social and it exists, I'm on it, and that's my name. So go look for me there. Other than that, you can find me in a variety of places. I'm all over the internet. So just keep coming back, checking me out right here. Speaking of here, on behalf of everyone here in Sonnet of Blood and everyone with the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may you live until you die.
Until you die.
Good night, everybody.